Hello, Kevin. Hello, Carlos.
Hello.
Welcome to class. I'm so glad to see you. Okay, tell us more about. Please, you can start answering the question. And yeah, where your name, where you're from, and where do you work? Carlos, you can start.
My name is Carlos. I'm from Mexico. I work in the IT department in a law firm.
Kevin. Okay, we cannot hear you. You're very quiet. Say again. Where do you work? Where do you work? We cannot hear you. You're very, very quiet. Oh, yes, yes. Repeat, where do you work? Okay, here is our class rules. I think all of you remember them. Just remind yourself. Kevin, read these rules out loud, please.
Remember, students can read only 40 minutes conference. Now, raise your hand when answering a question.
Yes, so Carlos, your English is okay. And yeah, today I would like to talk about employment. When we are coming to the employment, we have an interview. Interview is checking what sort of person you are, what sort of worker you are, and how you will behave. If they ask you and you don't know what to answer, you should say, you shouldn't say I don't know. You should say that if you don't like your previous boss, you shouldn't say that I left the previous. If they ask you why do you leave the previous job, you shouldn't say I left the previous job because my previous boss was idiot. You should say I maybe decided to make some changes in my life and something like that. And you need to be polite and kind, smiley, and the person is saying, if you say that your boss was not good, you left, it means that you will not like this the future boss. It will be hard to employ. So I would like to give you a video, the results for employment. And after this video, I would like to practice interview. I would ask the question and pretend that I'm your employer if you want to work with me. That's what I would like to do. So here is the video.
You're hired. 2 words everybody loves to hear. But before
Okay. Can you hear it?
No, I can't hear you. The first time you played it, I heard, but I can't hear.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Can you see it? Can you see the video?
Yes, I can see it.
Before we hear these words comes the interview. Today's video is part 1 in a series that's all about preparing for a job interview. This is part 1 of a 5-part series on preparing for an interview. Interviewing for a new job can be a huge source of stress and anxiety. And if you're interviewing for a job in a non-native language, the stress can be even higher. In this video, you'll see me interview for a job. Throughout the interview, we'll discuss some of the most common interview questions and how to answer them. You'll also learn some basic information to get you started on creating your own answers to these questions. Let's begin.
Hello, Miss Smith. I'm Tom Kelly. Thanks so much for coming in.
It's my pleasure. Thanks so much for meeting with me.
Of course. Did you have any trouble finding the office?
Small talk. Most interviews will start out with a handshake and some small talk. This may include questions about how you're doing, your travel to the interview, the weather, how your weekend went, and more. All you need to do is be polite and friendly. Keep your answers short. You can also feel free to turn the question back to the interviewer. For instance, if the interviewer asks you how your weekend was, you might respond, "It was great. We celebrated my mom's birthday. How was your weekend?" Small talk is used to build a more comfortable environment before the interview begins. It may seem silly, but you can practice small talk on your own by asking yourself simple, easy to answer, non-personal questions. You could also practice with a friend. Here's an example of small talk. How are you doing? I'm great, thank you. And you? How are you doing? I'm doing really well. It's such a nice day out there. It is. It was perfect weather all weekend. It was. Did you do anything interesting over the weekend? Yes, I went to the park with my family for a picnic. That sounds nice. It was. And you? I worked this weekend, but I got a lot done, so that was good. It does feel good to get work done. You can see we haven't said much of importance, but the conversation is friendly and open and can make two people feel more comfortable in each other's presence.
Hello, Miss Smith. I'm Tom Kelly. Thanks so much for coming in.
It's my pleasure. Thanks so much for meeting with me.
Of course. Did you have any trouble finding the office?
Nope, the directions on the website were great.
Good. Would you like some water or coffee before we begin?
I'm okay, thank you.
All right. So, to get started, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Common question. Tell me a little bit about yourself. It's very common for interviewers to simply ask you to tell them about yourself. That can feel overwhelming, but don't worry. What they really want you to focus on is your education and work history. You can also let them know what areas you have a lot of experience in or what your interests are when answering this question. Here are a few different ways to begin your answer. I studied at Harvard University and graduated in 2012 with a degree in business. I've been working at Smith Incorporated for 10 years as a manager. I have 12 years of experience in graphic design. Because of my time at Verizon, I have a lot of experience in providing customer service. If you're preparing for an interview, practice talking about yourself and your work history. Record yourself with a video camera if possible. Make sure it's not too long, maybe around a minute. Go back and listen or watch and write down phrases that worked well to use again. If there was anything you stumbled over or left out, write down some possible phrases you could have used. The next day, do the same exercise. It's important that you don't just write a paragraph and memorize it, but simply practice free talking with some key phrases. The more you practice before the interview, the more comfortable you'll feel answering the questions during the interview.
So, to get started, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I studied at the University of Florida and graduated in 2010 with a master's degree in toy design. After graduation, I was hired at Happy Kids Creative. I've been there for the past 5 years and am currently the director of toy production. During that time, sales have grown steadily. It's been a great experience, but I've run out of room to grow with HKC and I'm looking for new opportunities. I have a lot of experience leading teams in the creative process and finding new markets for the products that we create.
That's great.
To be continued. We'll pick it up from here in the next video in this series. In the next video, we'll go over 3 more common interview questions. How did you hear about this position? What attracted you to our company? And what's your greatest strength? I hope this video on job interviews has been helpful. There's nothing better than walking out of an interview feeling that you were fully prepared. If you have interview-related questions or stories, please post them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Are you signed up for my mailing list? If so, you get free weekly emails in your inbox with English videos and lessons, as well as stories of American culture and my own life. Click here or in the description to sign up. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English.
Okay, guys, as we can see, she said just making friendly conversation with employer, it will help to employ, and you should show the employment that you're a good person. So now I would like to play a game with you. I will be an employer and you will be a person who wants to employ to my company. Let's we just play. Here is a question, some common questions. I will share the screen. And we can start. I will interviewing you right now. And who wants to start to be first? Okay, Kevin or Carlos, who wants to be first to be interviewed? Okay, so I'm start with Carlos. I will start with you, and then I will interview Kevin. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, Carlos.
How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm okay. I'm so glad to see you. Was it difficult for you to find my office?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Was it difficult for you to find my office?
And your offer?
Office.
Your office? No, it wasn't difficult to find your office. The address was great.
Oh, thank you. Would you like some tea or coffee before we start interviewing?
No, thank you.
Okay. Let's start. Tell me more about you, your education, your previous work experience. Where did you work before?
Okay, after finishing my degree related to information technology, I started my professional career, and doing technician tasks. I was a technician installing security alarm for small businesses and houses. After that, I went to a big company who I made administration, management, computer management. And after that, I have a lot of experience about that because I've been doing similar works for more than 10 years.
Okay, and why did you decide to change your company? Why did you decide to work in my company?
Because it's a company that is associated to technology, and as you know, I like technology. I think is one of my goals is to get more experience and to work with a company related to technology.
But you worked in the other company with technology. But why did you fire from this previous company and decided to employ to my company of technology?
Okay, because this employee is related to technology. I think it's, I don't know, because it's a good company and the company is growing every time and again. It's a good challenge for me.
My company, you think my company is more growing, it's a little bit more popular. Yes, I understand. What is your strengths? What do you like about you, in yourself?
I think I how can I say it? I study on my own if I don't understand what it needs to be done in the work. I work hard and I always arrive on time to get to deliver the work on time and to do the work on time.
You like to do your work on time. It's very polite. It's very nice. But what is your weakness? All people have their own weakness. What is
Mm.
your weakness with what you want to find?
What is the most my mm, my my weakness? The most important big weakness is I forget most of the thing, but that's why I use software tools that allows me to remember everything that I need to do during the day. And I take notes all the time so that I can't forget what I have to do.
Okay. And where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Can you repeat that question?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself managing a project where I can lead a team related with the degree I studied
Uh,
and related to my previous experience.
What can you offer us that what others cannot? Question 7. What can you offer to us which others people cannot? Why are you different from other people?
Well, my my most important strength is to I continue preparing myself. The I have a lot of experience, and I think that experience will allow me to do the job uh, as efficient, effective as you want, without uh, any training or you can save your training because I already have the experience.
Okay, good. Thank you for the interview. Tomorrow we will call you and we will have the other interview with psychologists next time. Okay. Now I want to,
Okay.
yes, now I want to interview Kevin. Okay. Hello, Kevin. How are you today? Sorry?
Do you hear me now?
Yes. How are you today? Yeah. Thank you for coming to the interview. And how was the weather today?
Sorry?
How was the weather today? Do you like today's weather?
Today was very sunny,
Okay.
very hot.
Okay. Would you like to have some tea or coffee before we start this interview?
I would like some coffee.
Okay, good. Take the coffee, please. Okay. Tea or coffee?
Sorry?
Would you like some tea or coffee before we start interview?
More coffee?
Okay, good. Take your coffee. Okay, now we can start. Okay, tell me more about you, your education, your previous work experience. Where did you study before? What experience do you have? Tell me more about you.
Well, I just finished engineering. I really like technology. There's probably not any protein.
Okay, good for you. Okay, tell me more, please. Where did you study before?
I studied in Singapore, country, that is the city that is located in studying
Okay, yeah, I see. Why did you decide to change your job? Why did you leave the previous company?
they were not paying me uh, more money.
What?
They were not paying me more money.
Oh, it's not so good that they were not friends. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, what is your strength? What do you like about yourself?
I feel like I'm very curious. Uh, curiosity. And I think all technology related things are fun. So I have
Okay, but what is your weaknesses where you work in yourself? What is your weaknesses?
I think my weaknesses are that I am very shy and I am always late.
What can you offer to us which someone else? What are you different from? What's your difference from any other from other people?
Well, I think something that most people don't have is that follow orders. Like probably not question order because I think
Okay. Do you like to travel?
yes,
Good.
like
Yes, yes, it's very good that you like to travel. I know that I can send you to the business trip. Okay. Tell me about the time when you make a mistake. How do you behave? Do you panic or do you calm? How to do you prefer to solve to correct the mistakes?
well, we try to if something was working and I do something different. We always have a backup plan. So yeah, we probably have already a backup plan. So I think to get started. We probably have one thing.
Okay. What is your dream job?
Dream job is something technology related or music related. Uh, but I like it.
Okay, good. Okay, Kevin, thank you for the interview. We will call you later and let you know if you can employ me in the company or not. We will let you know later. Okay, guys, it was funny game. So, what I would like to tell you, I'm sorry to tell you, you have made one very silly mistake. You cannot say that my previous boss was not friendly, even if it's true, because the employments can say, okay, he will think the same about us, and they will never employ you. You should say, I want to change. I want to something. It's near. It's closer to my house, maybe. I want you to have something new in my life. I like to meet new people, something like that. We have to say. it was a little mistake what I noticed. And yes, Carlos, what else can you say about Kevin's answers to my questions?
Mm, I don't know. He got straight to the point. I'm a talkative person, and I think I talked. I said things I shouldn't have said.
Your opinion. Okay, Kevin, what do you think about Carlos' answer? What he said? What do you think? What can you change? What is your opinion about how can you judge his interview? If you were his boss, would you employ him?
I like the answers that I think that if you have the opportunities, and this is what I would do. And, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm about to employ myself. I'm looking for a job now. I would like to employ myself. It was time kind of in this lesson. I wanted to make more speaking English practice, and also I wanted to prepare myself for the interview. And I killed two birds with one stone. Yo deseo practicar la entrevista con ustedes para ser hablando, practicando de inglés, hablar por inglés, y también deseo hacer la entrevista por practicar entrevista para mí. Yeah.
I'm here to help you. If you have any help, let me know.
Yeah. It's really helped because I know some questions when I prepared this lesson. I learned something new, a lot of new stuff, and what question I should await this video, but it's very important. Es muy importante. Ustedes no pueden decir mala cosa por su primer trabajo. Mi jefe estuvo idiota, ellos no estuvieron muy amables. No puedes decir esto, porque su futura jefe puede pensar esta cosa y nunca da nuevo trabajo. Solamente para eso. Nunca diga, no sea. Necesito pensar, puedes hacer, si tú no conoces cuál cosa, responder. Necesitas decir, y amable. El jefe no pueden decir no necesitas decir, por supuesto que sí, pero necesitas decir verdad y muy amistad en cosa. Es muy amable. Ellos desean tener, ser amables, respondan. Si el jefe puede pensar que usted no gusta el primer jefe, no gusta ese trabajo, él puede pensar que todo está bien. Yo tomo el curso Business Communication curso y ellos enseñan muchas cosas. Y es que yo voy a decir. Cuando ustedes tenían when you had the first interview on your jobs, was it nervous? What can you say? Did you nervous? Carlos.
In my case, in my first job, I didn't have any experience. And what did I say? To tell you the truth, I don't remember because my first job was when I was 25, more or less. I was old at that time, but now I'm older. So I can't remember very well. I think I was honest. I was graduated at school. I was just graduated at school, and I didn't have any experience. But I tried to be as honest as possible with my degree, and that was my only experience at the school. And even so, they didn't need anyone with experience. They only need a young person who can do the job. And I could do the job at that time.
For teachers, maybe it's harder. because teacher needs to know himself what he's teaching, and of course they need have more difficult interviews than programmers. Kevin, what about you? Did you nervous at the first interview?
Sorry, what?
Did you nervous? Did you have anxiety when you had the first interview for the employment?
I think I understand.
Carlos, say this question in Spanish. Did you nervous when you have your first interview?
Could you repeat it?
Did you nervous when you have the first experience of the job interview?
My current experience.
Yeah. Ask it, Kevin, please, in Spanish.
¿Cuál es tu actual experiencia en el negocio? Tu actual experiencia, tu más reciente experiencia. ¿O cuál es tu experiencia?
Okay, answer in English, please. Contesta en inglés.
My experience, my current experience.
La experiencia de emplearte.
Before my first job,
Yes, first job, second in general.
well, I didn't have any experience when I got my first job.
Mm.
And I still am on my first job. So
Yeah.
happy experience.
So
During-
today was your first experience in this game, correct?
Sorry?
Hoy es su primera experiencia de entrevista.
I did have an interview. Someone helped me finding a job.
Mm. Es primera. Yo recuerdo correcto, es su primera experiencia de la entrevista. Ok. Sí, es muy difícil cosa, pero todo es posible por hacer estas preguntas, cuales muy populares. Los jefes pueden preguntarlos. Gracias por venir. Thanks for coming for my class. It was nice to play this interview game with you and practice our English. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
See you next week.
See you.
Okay.